Oh, and Pearson put through by Greenoff. Jones is after it. Pearson shot, goal!
And welcome again to the big match. Today, another packed programme as we bring you three outstanding games. Our main match is Oldham Athletic against second division leaders Tottenham, backed up by two games from the first division that provided quality, controversy and goals. Coventry City against Birmingham City and Ipswich Town against West Bromwich Albion. And as well as that, your letters as well. What about that fastest goal on record? Well, we show you the quickest way it can possibly be done. Also the day that lightning struck twice for Malcolm MacDonald, and how the best of them can miss an open goal. But first it's action, and today the big match has followed Spurs to Lancashire for their game against Oldham Athletic, that part of the county with its factories and chimney stacks. You might even say it's the world of L.S. Lowry. And I can tell you that in spite of that beautiful sunshine, the wind was really whipping in off the moors that are all around Oldham's Boundary Park ground. Today there's a crowd of some 14,000 for the arrival of the second division pace setters from London, Tottenham Hotspur. And down the steps come Spurs. It's almost as though they're coming out to bat at the Oval. So let's check up on the two teams, and this is the team that Spurs are facing, Oldham, fielding a 4-4-2 formation. That's the back four. Four men in the middle with the red-haired Graham Bell, really the one to watch out for, the number 4. And as we come to the front men, we shall see Steve Taylor, formerly of Bolton, and Vic Hallam, who of course is well known to London fans. Here is Vic Hallam, ex-Charlton, Orient, Fulham, Luton and Sunderland. That's experience that speaks for itself. So Spurs counter that with a defence that's missing Don McAllister. So striker Gerry Armstrong is again a central defender for the second week. It's a great day for the midfield man Neil McNabb, chosen in the Scotland World Cup 40 on this day. But the real Tottenham surprise comes up front, where manager Keith Burkenshaw has dropped out of form John Duncan, 19 goals this season, replaced him with Chris Jones. Here's Glen Hoddle. So many of the good things for Tottenham seem to stem from him. The referee today, that's Don Shaw from Sandbach in Cheshire. And now, let's get on with the game.
So Spurs kick off in an all-yellow strip, attacking the goal to our right. The first time they've been here to Boundary Park, Oldham, in 45 years. And they come finding a pitch with a nice amount of give in it, a pitch that's in really excellent condition, and an afternoon of really warm and beautiful Lancashire sunshine. Chris Jones getting in quickly, and it's Ronnie Blair who concedes a corner in the opening seconds of the game. Two sides very much in form. Spurs not beaten in their last 13 in the league. Oldham, who've lost only one in their last 14, and that was last week at Blackburn when they were beaten 4-2. So it'll be Peter Taylor with the corner for Tottenham. A nice backward header, and they're not getting it away yet. Colin Lee back now to John Pratt, and a shot that causes goalkeeper John Platt. No problem. John Pratt to John Platt. Holmes and Hoddle again. Now Jones hoping to make the break, but he was very well covered there again by the Oldham defence. Gardner played inside again for Chapman. Valentine back for Bell. Wood has made a good break down the right. The low cross coming in. Meet and drink those to Steve Perryman. McNabb, a chance maybe for Tottenham to break quickly. Here's John Pratt. Taylor. Does Oldham get back? Jimmy Holmes to Neil McNabb. Lee and Jones are waiting in the middle, but it's Keith Hicks who got it away for Oldham. The little touch by Gardner not quite coming off. Shunted in very quickly there by Perryman. A battle for that ball, which Pratt wins. Naylor coming forward. Good cross there towards Chris Jones. And on the far side was Peter Taylor coming in quickly, but could never quite get above that ball enough. Naylor, who's taken up some good positions and got that ball in quickly. And Taylor really didn't have too much of a chance of making anything of it at the far post. Valentine. To Taylor. Steve Taylor, the man they got from Bolton. And Hoddle quite easily getting it away. A mistake there by Perryman. Oh, and he hit the post. Valentine right through there. A mistake in that Tottenham defence, most of all by Perryman. And Valentine was on it like a flash. He was across the goal, beating Danes, but not beating the far post. Bell. Gardner outside him. Wood behind him. Here's Ian Wood. Spurs doing a lot of chasing though. The front men coming back as Lee did there. Working well together as a team. Bell, who looks the danger man though. Nice bit of play there by Wood. And here's Bell again. And this time Hoddle pushed him away. It's an indirect free kick. It's not a penalty. The crowd are roaring thinking it's a penalty. But the referee's got his arm aloft. And inside the area, he is given an indirect free kick for that challenge there by Glen Hoddle on Graham Bell. So there we are. A yard inside the box. Hallam is behind it, so is Bell, and so is Chapman. And Wood will play it short, I imagine. A little chip and a good save by Barry Danes from Graham Bell. The little touch, the little chip, and the save that was more than adequate. Now it's with Terry Naylor. Jones getting away from Hicks well there. Getting past him well. Good play here by Chris Jones. A turn by Peter Taylor. It might come for John Pratt. It might come for Hoddle. Oh my word, Hoddle putting it off the post. And behind. Well, from the moment Jones made all the running there, Oldham could have been in trouble. Taylor almost got a chance coming in, but in the end it was pushed back for Glen Hoddle. Hit it well off the outside of the left-hand post. Hoddle now for Naylor. He's looked good this afternoon, Naylor. Ready to come forward so often. That's a good little cross as well. Might come for Lee. Robbed in the end by Wood. Hallam. Onside, Steve Taylor. The anguish there of a man who's put through and couldn't quite make it. Steve Taylor, 15 goals this season, put through. Spurs thought that might have been offside. Taylor didn't bother to stop and look, but flashed the ball, but it was just wide. Chris Jones beaten in the air that time. And Bell putting it through towards Valentine. Perryman there again, carving it away from that goal area. And Holmes happy, quite content to put that in the touch. He looks as though he's taken a nasty old knock by the look of agony on his face there as he put it into touch. Well, badly hurt. Any sportsman will tell you knock can hurt you. Holmes must have said something, and he's got a yellow card for something that he said to the referee as he got up from that situation where he was injured. Well, that can only have been for dissent. It's a yellow card for Holmes, a throw for Oldham. Valentine with a backward header. Nab. And Perryman putting it back. Quickly taken by McNabb. Here's Hoddle. Naylor, always willing to come forward, and the cross really inviting its man as Taylor gets it away now. Challenge there by Perryman, not to the liking of the referee, and I think Perryman's going to get a yellow card for that challenge on Hallam. Yellow card for Steve Perryman. So 2 yellow cards for Tottenham in the space of 90 seconds. The first going to Jim Holmes for dissent, and the second going to Steve Perryman for that challenge there on Vic Hallam. So it's a free kick. David Holt with it for Oldham. That's going to be a corner. Chapman will take it, and Keith Hicks, the number 5, has come up for it. Hallam is poised to make a run towards the near post. Floated in there high towards the far post. Good jump and a good catch under pressure by Barry Daines from Vic Hallam. Lee turning well on his man. Oh, what a challenge there, but he found Peter Taylor. And Lee, in fact, was getting involved with David Holt on the ground there. The referee spotted them. Holmes now with the cross again for Tottenham. Lee trying to get up there, didn't quite time his job from... Oh my word, what a goal by McNabb! So Spurs go into the lead when they were really under most pressure that they've been under during this first 45 minutes. And it was Lee who mistimed his jump, in fact, and Oldham didn't get it away. And McNabb followed it in, a rifling shot. Oldham 0, Spurs 1. And only the second goal this season for Neil McNabb, and it's come at a crucial time for Tottenham, with 2 minutes to go to half-time. Now here's Wood again for Oldham Athletic. They had just been having their best spell. Hallam trying to get in there, and this time, oh, a tremendous shot this time by Chapman, just over the Tottenham crossbar. A quick retaliation there by Oldham. Gerry Armstrong, in fact, had got up very well with Hallam just behind him as that ball came in. Didn't really get it away very far. Chapman was following it in just as McNabb had done a moment before, and this time it was too high. Perryman, Naylor, McNabb. As the whistle goes for half-time, and Spurs will be more than happy with that first 45 minutes. They took a bit of pressure on a ground where it's never easy to come and win. But in those 4 or 5 minutes before half-time, they began to get on top. And Neil McNabb putting them into a 1-goal lead. Oldham 0, Spurs 1. We'll be back with the second half. Welcome back to Oldham, and now it's Oldham, this goal down in the dark shirts now, kicking and attacking the goal to our right. Neil McNabb, the scorer for Tottenham. Here's Peter Taylor. Looked like a handball, was a handball there by David Holt. Well, 2 points here would be very welcome indeed for Tottenham, and would show a bit of character in their play, coming away to another side like Oldham, doing well towards the top. Holt finding Blair. Oldham's throw through Blair. Lee having a battle for that ball. Terry Naylor. Back for Perryman. Armstrong getting himself a little bit of a fix there, but the ball bounced kindly for him, but he gave away the free kick. I suggest possibly that was for dangerous kicking early on in that incident. So a free kick to Oldham Athletic. Allen just touching it on, and Harry Danes. Gerry Armstrong. Long kick by Danes. Hicks equal to it, but McNabb pouncing on this one. John Pratt supporting him. Supported in turn by Holmes. The ball going in towards Jones, and headed just over by the number 6 David Holt. What a beautiful Tottenham move though, and with that ball swirling into the Oldham penalty area, Holt was up there, and I thought for a moment it was going to dip under the bar, but fortunately for him it went over for the corner. So Tottenham's corner. Oh, and the goalkeeper had it. I think he must have been put off a little bit by Bell at the near post, who leapt just ahead of him. Well, Chapman putting on Hallam. And a throw to Oldham Athletic. Chapman with it. Hallam, back for Chapman. Cross coming in, it's a good one towards Valentine. John Pratt getting that one away well. Hoddle, and Pratt, who'd got it away, is leading the charge again for Tottenham. But running into trouble from Bell. Wood to Bell. And Wood going right through. And a chance for Valentine. And it hit the post and was headed away by Terry Naylor, having done his acrobatics on the crossbar. Valentine looked as though that had to be a great break though by Wood, the number 2. And when it came to Valentine, it looked a certain goal for Oldham. Off the post and Naylor behind. Twice Valentine has been perilously close. John Pratt getting that one away with his head for Tottenham. Wood again to Bell. Pratt cutting it out. Now it's a break and a good one for Tottenham. Now for Lee, who was pulled back by Hicks, and the keeper's out at his feet. Not a bad crowd here today. The record though for this ground is 47,000 away back in 1930 in a cup tie against Sheffield Wednesday. Blair to Taylor. Naylor. That's going to be a card for Naylor. Well, Perryman's been booked. So too is Holmes. And now Terry Naylor. You see a yellow card, but a name went into the book. So Holt with the free kick for Oldham. Naylor really hitting it across the face of the goal. And a goal! Scored there by Steve Taylor to make it 1-1. So Oldham are back on terms. The long free kick. Terry Naylor in fact put it across the face of his own goal with a header. Valentine turned it back, and Steve Taylor was there with the header. And Oldham are back at 1-1. So 16 goals in 22 games for Steve Taylor since he joined from Bolton. That's a tremendous scoring ratio, and here he is, number 8 again. So So now it could be that Spurs really have a fight. Perryman, Lee, and now for McNabb. A high cross coming in, Jones going towards it, couldn't get the header in, and in fact there was a push by Lee on Hicks as he went for that one, and it'll be a free kick to Oldham. Score standing at 1-1. Carl Valentine, the number 7, who made the Oldham equaliser. There, short for Hicks. And Hicks putting Wood in a bit of trouble as John Pratt came in. Valentine. Away he goes again with Gerry Armstrong after him. Two of them and he's beaten them both. And he's got a good cross in. The number 8 went down there, Steve Taylor, and the referee allowed the game to go on. Lovely bit of player game by Valentine though, completely fooling Spurs defence around this right flank for Oldham. Cross heaved into the centre, certain amount of confusion there as well. Now Hoddle. Pratt again patiently waiting on this left-hand touchline. Taylor, Hoddle, what can he conjure up this time? It's a pass and a simple one, but it finds McNabb. McNabb pass one challenge. Shimmied past another, free kick, and a booking surely for Holt. Yes, he's going to get a booking for that. He really snapped at McNabb's legs as McNabb went past him. That really is kicking skill out of the game. It has to be punished. And Holt has got to go. He's on the far side of those Oldham players. Here he comes to referee Shaw. Yellow card, and he certainly deserves it. So the fourth name to go into the book. 3 from Tottenham, 1 from Oldham. And Spurs with a free kick. Now, I wonder if Hoddle can bend this around the wall. I wonder if Taylor can whack it wide of the wall. I wonder what Spurs are going to make of this. Just left of centre. 5 men in the Oldham wall, joined by a Spurs player, John Pratt. Hoddle and Taylor between them. Taylor making a sign just on the right of your picture there. A little bit of movement, and a little bit of movement. Chip to the far side again towards Colin Lee. And nothing came of that one. Except that Spurs got a corner. So Peter Taylor with the corner for Tottenham. Gerry Armstrong's come up for this one. And a great leap by him, and in the end it was Wood who got it away. Blair who got it on its way. Perryman who got it back again for Tottenham. Bell who picked up the loose one. Foiled though this time by Lee. And now it'll come for Chapman. A game really as it goes to the last quarter of an hour that is beautifully balanced. Standing at 1-1. Both sides creating half chances, but none of them really getting the one that matters inside the penalty area. Here's Wood. Allen turning it back for Chapman. Crossed in again. John Pratt getting it away for Tottenham. Lee up there. Bell back this time for Blair. And now Perryman quite happy to let that one go over for the goal kick. Lee playing it for Hoddle. Now for Peter Taylor. Hit well, just a fraction wide of that Oldham post. Hoddle always in the middle of everything for Tottenham. And again, a lovely piece of perceptive play by him, and Taylor's shot taken first time, curling just wide of that far post. Chapman right back there in defence. McNabb trying it on the far side now through Terry Naylor. Again that cross coming in. A great leap there by Lee. Good cross, tremendous jump there by Lee, and again good positioning by John Platt. Bell. Hicks. Armstrong's header. Jones to McNabb. And here's Naylor. Interesting cross. Chris Jones poised underneath it. Hicks getting up above him though. Taylor knocking it in there. And a goal. No! My word, I thought that was a goal by Lee. But it was instead a magnificent save by John Platt. Well, they were all up there, nodding it down. Taylor got a good header in there. Jones was involved, and it came through to Colin Lee. And what a brilliant piece of goalkeeping there by John Platt. In the last minute of the game, and that really would have sewn the whole thing up. Instead of that, it's Oldham coming back to look for the winner themselves. Gardner. Bell turning it in. Oh, and a backward header there that nearly had Danes in trouble. Naylor now for Tottenham. Backward header there, could have spun just inside that far post. Oh, there's some punching and some kicking there between Chapman and Naylor. And Naylor's already been booked. And the referee talking to Chapman. And the pair of them a little lucky to get away unscathed from that incident. A throw to Tottenham. Chris Jones, McNabb, the long ball forward. Lee is after it, and it might fall short of the keeper. And Lee went down inside the box. The Spurs fans here were screaming for a penalty. The referee didn't even consider it. And what a tremendous finish we've got. But still standing at 1-1. Hoddle taking it up now for Tottenham. Chipped in again this time for Jones. Lee is up there supporting him. Calling for a good cross. Well cut out by Holt though for Oldham. Final whistle. A good finish. And a good point for either side. With Neil McNabb having put Tottenham ahead before half-time. And then in the second half, an equaliser coming from Steve Taylor for Oldham. So the final score, Oldham 1, Spurs 1.
And it was a match that was covered for us by the cameras of Granada Television. Well, a hard-won point for Tottenham, but with Bolton also dropping a point at home to Brighton, it meant that Spurs at least kept their 2-point lead at the top. But now let's get a view from the Tottenham manager, from Keith Burkenshaw. Keith, it's never an easy place to come and get 2 points. Are you happy with the one you got?
In the end, I think I am. We might have pinched it right at the death when the Oldham goalkeeper brought off a terrific save from Colin Lee. But then I weigh that against the fact that they've hit our woodwork 3 times in the first half. And I'm fairly happy that it was even Stevens.
I think it's something like 9 out of 13 you've drawn now. You just can't get that extra point, it seems.
No, we've drawn, I think we've drawn 9 out of the last 13 games.
Something like that in the league, yeah.
Yeah, away from home, I'm quite happy about that. Obviously, the points that we drop in at home is the thing that worries me. And I said last week that sometimes it's more difficult to draw, to win at home than what it is away.
Yes.
And I feel that this is becoming a fact of life. Bolton, of course, have drawn today at home, haven't they?
Yes, indeed.
People's not going to attack you when they come to Tottenham, and they sit back and they get the quick break and bang, there's the ball's in the back of the net. So I feel that we're possibly going to have more joy on away grounds in the run-in than what we have at White Hart Lane.
So you're still 2 points at the top, clear. You're on target.
I think I don't worry about targets. I take every game as it comes. I think that if we can keep the form going that we've shown throughout the season, then we've a chance, yeah.
But I think Spurs supporters watching it today, and above all when the team sheet went up, without John Duncan, would be surprised, and he was dropped, I gather.
Well, I felt that John's just lost his form a little, and it's worried him, and I thought I would take the heat off him a little bit by leaving him out. Chris Jones has done particularly well in the reserves in the last 3 or 4 games, and I think he went out there today and he proved that he is looking sharp once more and thirsty.
But with 19 goals behind him this season, that was a bit of a gamble for you.
Not really. With 3 other players that's got, I think, 9 goals. So we are spreading them about a little bit. No, I didn't think it was too much of a gamble.
How did John take it from you?
Like a trooper, really. He's a good pro, and I think that we've got good pros at Tottenham. They don't like it, and I don't think I would like it if I was a player, but they accept it, and this is why we're doing what we are, because we've got the spirit to accept these sort of things.
And clearly it's a good spirit. And Spurs well served this season, I think most people would agree, by their midfield. The experience and the exuberance of John Pratt, which balances up nicely with the youth and the subtle touch of Neil McNabb and Glen Hoddle. Congratulations to young Neil on getting into that Scottish World Cup squad of 40. But this time it was Glen Hoddle I spoke to, and I asked him if he was pleased with his performance at Oldham yesterday.
Well, today I was disappointed in my own personal performance.
In what way?
Well, first half I don't think I really done that much, but second half I began to get in it a little bit more. But over the season I've been happy with my own performance. Yeah.
And the desire must be very great now to get back into that First Division.
Oh yes, that's all we want. You know, it'd be great if we can get back there.
Keith says he doesn't set targets and so on, but I mean, in the players' minds, are they really on the move now into the First Division? Do you see yourself in the First Division side
we're
again?
all looking to get in the top 3 first, and then sort out whether we win the championship or not. You know, I think that's the main object, to get in the top 3 and get promotion, and then if we're certs, we'll go for the championship.
But with so many drawn games that you're getting, you're just not tearing sides apart yet, are you?
That's right. Early on in the season we were at White Lane, but you know, I think it's true what Keith said. They're tightening up very tight at our ground, and they're playing defensively, and you know, they're getting breaks and getting the goals.
Is the pressure growing on you and the rest of the players as the golden day gets closer?
I don't think so. I think we try and play out from the back and try and play naturally. I don't think we've changed our game, you know, through the pressure of other teams getting closer to us.
So the rest of the Spurs lads go back down the motorway tonight by coach, and you stay up here in Lancashire?
Yes, I'm staying up here for the under-21s Wednesday. Yeah.
How big a stepping stone do you see that now in your career?
Well, you know, anyone wants to play for England at any level. It's a great achievement for anyone, and just hope that I can do well and things for the future.
Glen Hoddle. Well, there was one moment of controversy in that game concerning Glen Hoddle when Oldham claimed they should have had a penalty. Glen himself says it wasn't a penalty. The referee was right to give an indirect free kick for obstruction. Let's have a look at that. As the ball came into the Spurs penalty area, Graham Bell, the number 4, what a tremendous game he had. He really does look a class player. And Glen goes alongside him, obstructs him there, but there's also an element of a push about it as well. I think the first offence was obstruction, though, and maybe that's what guided the referee's decision to give an indirect free kick inside the Tottenham penalty area. Our second game today takes us for the first time this season to Coventry City for their home game against a Birmingham City side that went into the game 5 off the bottom of the table, with manager Sir Alf Ramsey and the Birmingham board under fire from the supporters. There's all sorts of talk about a boycott of home matches in the air, and with talk, of course, of Trevor Francis and a possible transfer always in the air, it seems. Well, the game was covered by ATV, the commentators Hugh Johns, and what a start they had there in Coventry.
Referee today, Alfred Great Yarmouth. His officials, Mike Bevan of Melksham, Chris Brooks of Derby. The light blue, all one colour strip of Coventry attacking the goal on our left. The blues of St Andrews changing their dark blues to a yellow outfit today. Bright sunshiny weather, crisp and perfect for football. And here's green for Coventry. Terry Yarth trying to refeed it to him, and he's got the pace to get there ahead of Calderwood. Yes! First goal of the game, Ferguson! What a sensational start! 1-0 Ferguson! Well, that must have been inside 30 seconds. Green laying it in to Terry Yarth.
Terry Oreth feeding it on down the line. Green outstripping Calder with a low cross, and Ferguson nicks it in on the near post. And still Coventry unable to increase the margin on that goal scored by Mick Ferguson in 29 seconds. Green getting one in the back. Free kick to Coventry. They want some treatment. Green clearly in quite considerable pain. Real pain. Well, they're holding his ankles together. It really does look very, very serious. So physio George Dalton really does consider that this is serious. Linesman and referee conferring as to exactly what happened. From the moment that George Dalton started to hold both Green's ankles together, it really did look as though there might be a break, because he certainly was in terrible pain. Terry Oreth, grim-faced. Well, this really is a sad sight for Coventry fans. Little Alan Green, only 2 games he's played this season, comes in today for Nadiello, has a foot in the setting up that fine goal for Ferguson, and now here being stretchered away, and it looks very much as though he's going to play no further part in this. And a card came out, in fact, for Tony Towers, while our attention was focused on Green coming off the field. Jim Holton under this. Yoreth helps it away. Hutchison. Yoreth. Nice ball. Good run by Roberts. The look in, aiming for Ferguson. Wasn't a particularly good ball for him. Now McDonald, though. Yoreth. McDonald curling it for Wallace. John McDonald. For the cross, Ferguson trying to get far post. Hutchison! Ferguson! He didn't know he'd done it! Unbelievable! Mick Ferguson scores his 2nd goal of the game, and he really didn't know it had happened. 35 minutes gone. 2-0. Ferguson's got them both. Well, it really was quite remarkable. The ball knocked across to the far post. Everybody stopped for a moment. Hutchison tried a snapshot. Ferguson with his back to the ball. Somebody realised it was coming down behind him. Turned round, toe poked it in. Thought he might have been offside. It wasn't. It's 2-0. A certain amount of aggro building up out on the park now. Matching that out on the terraces. There's the free kick. Wallace didn't get there. And stabbed over the bar by McDonald. That's Wallace and Howard, and Wallace is dragged away by referee Alf Gray, and a yellow card for Wallace. The incident happening as the ball comes curling across. 1 or 2 squaring up to each other. Howard went down. Wallace looked as though he might have trodden on the Birmingham City player. Well, Pat Howard really is in a lot of trouble there. That looks like a very, very serious cut. Houghton, good head. Ferguson to McDonald. Early ball on. Back to McDonald again. Well, cut out by Calderwood. Yoreth in. Won it so simply. Beck calling for it. Drives it. Beautiful goal. Measured to perfection. 3-0 Coventry City. John Beck's 2nd goal of the season. Came on as a substitute against West Bromwich Albion and scored last week. Come on as a substitute here and scored against Birmingham City. All started when Terry Yorath won that ball so simply from Tony Towers. He had so many opportunities open to him. He laid it off to John Beck. Beck measured the angles, delivered the shot with absolute precision. Beck to Wallace. And another throw into Coventry. Need Hutchison over here to knock one of the long ones in. Beck. Faced by Towers. Ferguson. Yes! That's his hat-trick. Vic Ferguson. That's his third hat-trick of the season. Manchester City here. Wolves away. And now another hat-trick for Mick Ferguson. And that really was so simple. Beautifully flighted ball across the box, and Ferguson up just to give it just a little nick inside the far post.
4-0 to Coventry City, but not apparently the most agreeable of games. I didn't for a start like very much the look of that tackle by Calderwood on Green that sent Green to hospital with Achilles tendon problems. That must be very painful. And I think the referee was absolutely right to give the yellow card to Wallace for that incident involving Pat Howard that sent Howard to hospital where he had to have stitches in an eye and a cheek wound. But I think maybe overall the problems of Birmingham City are even greater. And this morning the People newspaper and the News of the World both predicting that Sir Alf Ramsey's departure as boss of Birmingham is imminent, but he'll stay of course as a director. Exit Alf. Indeed, the News of the World say that at a press conference yesterday, Sir Alf told journalists, "I'll say goodbye to you, gentlemen," indicating that he didn't anticipate holding any more after-match meetings. And he also added about his side's performance, "We were absolutely disgraceful. It was the worst I have seen since I joined the club as a director 2 years and 6 weeks ago." All right, as we move on to your letters now, interesting that we should have had that goal in 30 seconds at Coventry, because today we start with the saga of the quickest goal in the history of the game. Now, the record books talk of a goal by Jim Fryatt playing for Bradford against Tranmere in 1964, scored in 4 seconds. The other week I said I thought that was impossible. Yet, within a matter of days, Doug McGibbon, who I'm sure you may remember, your older viewers, played for Southampton, Fulham and Bournemouth just after the war. Doug, now living at 5 Syon Park Gardens, Isleworth in Middlesex, sent me a cutting of a goal he scored in 4 3/5 seconds for Southampton against Chelsea in 1945. In fact, he scored 6 goals in that game. Well, we conducted a little experiment of our own this week when we went to Orient with a film camera, and Bill Roffey, the defender with the strongest shot in the club, and goal scorer Peter Kitchen set about showing us the quickest way possible to get the ball in the net from the kick-off. Remember, a goal can't be scored straight from the kick. So what we're looking for is a goal in 4 seconds. Bill Roffey and Peter Kitchen, we hope, will provide it. Bill, you've got maybe the most powerful shot in the Orient club. Do you think a goal in a game can be scored in 4 seconds?
No, I don't think so, not from this position.
This has got to be the quickest way, with one touch and then a whack.
Oh, surely, yeah, but I don't think you could ever beat the goalie from this position.
Well, we'll give you a chance of having a go. Peter, what's your thought about this?
Well, I think it's possible, but highly unlikely. You know, I think the thing that determines it is the shot and the goalkeeper.
Yes.
I mean, if he's sort of doing things with his penalty spot or anything like that, and he slips, it may be possible.
You scored a lot of goals yourself. Have you ever got a very quick one?
I scored on the first 2 games I ever played league football after 90 seconds and 95 seconds.
That was for Doncaster Rovers, was it? Against, do you remember?
Shrewsbury away in the first game and Swansea in the second.
90 seconds on your league debut, that's tremendous. Let's see whether you can do it now then in 4 seconds, Peter and Bill. Peter Angel, are you ready? Here we go.
4 seconds dead!
No. So Bill and Peter see the funny side of it. They were proved wrong. And if Jim Fryatt in fact did score his fastest goal any other way than that, well, I don't see how he did it in 4 seconds. But now let's move on to the most amazing letter I think we've had for a long time, proving that in football lightning can strike twice in the same place. Andrew Wooldridge of 2 Bonnie Way, Swanley in Kent, sent me a couple of pictures. First, this one of Malcolm MacDonald as a Newcastle player against West Ham. On the left, the Hammers defender John McDowell. On the right, Tommy Taylor. That was February the 28th, 1975. Now, February the 25th, 1978. That same Saturday, 3 years later. Here's Malcolm MacDonald again, now as an Arsenal player. It's against West Ham. On the left, yeah, none other than John McDowell. On the right, you've guessed it, Tommy Taylor. A really amazing piece of observation there by Andrew. And just look at those two pictures then. Almost identical, the same players, and 3 years to the very Saturday separating them. Well, I promised you we were going to show you some amazing misses from open goals at the start of the programme, but time is pressing a little bit, and it really is time. We'll bring those for you next week in any case. But time now for our third game, and it features 2 teams from next week's 6th round of the FA Cup. Ipswich Town, who come to London to face Millwall next week, and West Bromwich Albion, who have a home tie against Nottingham Forest. Ipswich then against West Brom. The pictures from Anglia Television. Commentators Gerry Harrison. Ipswich here are in the dark shirts.
Woods has come wide on the left for Mills, but Batson is close to him. Mills putting it into the area. Up goes Russell Osman. Flicked on. It's a good chance for Mariner. He should have had that. That was a wide open chance there for Paul Mariner. Probably the first he's had in the game. And one there for the heading ability of Russell Osman. The free kick is floated in. He makes a marvellous leap. It's flicked on into space, and he's only got to nudge it by the goalkeeper, but he sticks a foot out and stops it. Here's the corner. Osman again. Russell Osman does it again, and it's Mick Mills this time who finishes it. So Mick Mills doing what he did in the middle of the week against Bristol Rovers. The breakthrough with a goal from a corner. This time, as the ball came over, it was Russell Osman who won it cleanly in the air, and the overhead flick left Albion defence no way. Mariner couldn't get it. Mills in there quickly, but Regis leaning on him. Brendan Batson for Albion. Regis, amazing to think that he was playing with Hayes last season. And a rebound, fortunate one to Mariner. Woods wide on the left. That's a lovely ball to him. Appeals for offside. Nothing doing. Woods against Martin first. A deep one. Burley coming in. And now, beautifully won by Walk. What a cracking move that was. John Walk knocks that one in. But what a superb move. The rebound a little bit fortunate when Mariner got it, but when he did get it, how he exploited Albion and set up Ipswich for a fine goal. The ball inside to Woods, a lovely deep cross, and 3 players coming in for that. But in front of Burley there was John Walk with a lovely header that put the goalkeeper Gordon right on the wrong foot. Oh, Regis is away from Russell Osman, letting the bounce beat him, and now the challenge going in, late, and a penalty. So a penalty to Albion. Regis exploiting that error by Russell Osman. The ball bounced away from him. He was going to shield it back to his goalkeeper, but Regis read it well. He was in quickly, and then as he went for the final kill, the tackle coming in late behind, and a clear penalty. The leading scorer for Albion this season with 16 goals already. So it's Brown against Cooper, with Mills down outside the area. Well, now we can attend to the injured player, but it's Tony Brown who decisively puts that one past Paul Cooper and puts Albion back in the game. Roger Osborne, blocked by the body of Robertson. And they're really fighting now to get this ball back into the penalty area. Woods against Johnson, and Statham beats them both, and it's down, and it's not a penalty. Well, extraordinary. He'd beaten them both, and Statham stuck a foot out there. Well, they'll talk about that one afterwards. Should Woods have had the penalty as he got by Johnston and Statham? He didn't get one, and it's Alistair Brown on the tackle here, and he's got a chance to pull one back for Tony Brown. Must score. And the 2 Browns have done it. Well, how extraordinary, how things can change in a trice. An amazing incident. At one end, Woods is tripped, it seems, by Statham, and no penalty is given. Albion immediately break away, and when that ball is played to Alistair Brown, he does well to control it, then indeed to pull it back, and Tony Brown, who's already got 201 league goals to his credit, makes no mistake with that for his second of the game, and on the death it puts Albion level at 2-2.
And that's just how it finished. Finally today, some sad footballing news with the sudden death last night of Victor Railton, the chief football correspondent of the London Evening News. Vic's death came within hours of him reporting yesterday's Arsenal v Manchester City match for his newspaper. He was a good friend of the big match as well, a regular member of our Golden Goals panel, and quite rightly he was renowned as one of Fleet Street's keenest news gatherers. He's going to be very difficult for them to replace. Well, that's it for this week. Next week, an FA Cup special on the big match with two magnificent ties from the sixth round coming your way. But today we're going to leave you with some near misses and a great save from Oldham yesterday. We had 2 goals there. We might so easily have had 6.
And Hoddle quite easily getting it away. A mistake there by Perryman. Oh, he hit the post. Oh, good play here by Chris Jones. A turn by Peter Taylor. It might come for John Pratt. It might come for Hoddle. Oh, my word, Hoddle putting it off the post. And Wood going right through. And a chance for Valentine. And it hit the post and was headed away. Interesting cross. Chris Jones poised underneath it. Hicks getting up above him, though. Taylor knocking it in there. And a goal.